Are we recording?
We are. So, for the few people who don't know, please introduce yourselves.
My name's Paul Thomson.
And I'm Dino, and we are members of Franz Ferdinand.
Franz Ferdinand.
From Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland. And we're here at the Van Buren Backstage, and we're gonna talk to these guys and shoot the breeze for a little bit. So, let's talk about what your regular job was before you guys hit it big as musicians. What was your last day job?
That's a good question. My last, so the job that I probably did for the longest was I was actually a life model at Glasgow School of Art, which means I took my clothes off and sat in front of painting students, and which was quite a well-paid job for that kind of thing. Well.
Did you have tattoos at the time?
No. I had a beard at the time, I think, actually. Or an attempt at a beard.
That's kind of interesting.
I was like in my mid-20s. But I mean, I've done lots of kind of odd jobs. I worked in a nursing home in the laundry, in a sort of retirement home. I also bartending and a lot of that.
Nice. So you have that appreciation for how customers can be assholes sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a very healthy perspective. You know, I think everyone should have that at least for a few months of their life. You know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you think that influences any of your songs ever? Do you think some of that stuff ever like rubbed off on it, like experiences or anything like that?
Well, the place where I attended bar for the longest was this place called the 13th Note Club, and it was owned by a guy called Craig Tannock, who Alex also used to work there at the same time as me, but he had a smaller place where Alex used to put on shows in the sort of kind of early 90s, and that's kind of when I met Alex as well. I lived in Edinburgh at the time, and he used to put on shows in the basement of 13th Note, and my band came and played.
Oh, cool.
And then that's when he started like.
What was your band at that time?
At that time, my band was called Oil Stars. It was just with some folk from school.
Okay. And then that's when you guys went on to Yummy Fur, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Tell me about your last job before the Franz and before all music.
Well, yeah, I mean I've only joined relatively recently, so but I've done a fairly good job of not having jobs.
Good for you. That's the ultimate goal, you know. To have your job.
Last thing I did was I did a master's degree at the art school actually.
Good for you, right? That ties into your question, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I was gonna ask you guys if you're formally trained or if you're just sort of self-taught. Looks like you both went to university at some point.
Further education.
I went to art school because I thought that was the kind of place you'd go and form a band.
Yeah.
And then there was literally no other musicians in my year art school.
Wow.
So you took the John Lennon approach.
So I just got into art for a while, but then I kind of drifted back towards music.
Do you still dabble? Like, what did you do, like painting or?
I did painting initially, and then I kind of got into doing kind of film and sound stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Something like that. I dabble.
That's awesome. It's good to dabble. It's healthy.
Did you guys have declared majors, or did you kind of dabble a bit, or was there a track that you went with, more or less?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
You got qualification.
I've got a degree in painting.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super cool.
So you did your plan B, and then you said, no, I'm going to follow through with music. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cool.
Going to art school was kind of passive resistance, because at the time you didn't pay for higher education.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
You got paid, you got a grant to do it. So
That's cool, man.
It was a
That kind of ties into a question I had.
good time to.
I know you're newer to the group, but I know most of your videos are very elaborate. Most of the music videos, it seems like there's a lot of very cinematic quality, and like they're very deep usually, and just really, really neat. Like you never have a boring music video, you know. And I was wondering if you guys have more film ambitions, if you plan to go farther with film, and how involved you are with the creative process, and which members are involved with the planning of the music videos.
There's people that have asked about making a film about us.
Yeah.
Which is something that might happen at some point.
That would be
if we find the right person.
Yeah.
I think I seem to remember we were sitting outside that place in Paris, and there was that guy that wanted to make like a behind-the-scenes film about us, and we're like that. He's a chancer.
He's a chancer with a really bad brain.
Yeah.
Did you want to do sort of like a road trip documentary?
Yeah.
One of those things?
We were just like, well, it would mean kind of happened to spend more time with you, so probably not.
Did he have the beat up Winnebago in the back and was urging you guys?
He was trying to make us go to the toilet and do cocaine with him. And stuff. It's like, just because we were in a band, he assumed that that's what we wanted to do.
That's funny. Oh my goodness, that's kind of funny.
He's like, I've left something in the bathroom for you. And you're like, "Oh."
Five hookers.
Yeah. And I'd rather you flushed.
So what was that moment when you realized you guys had transcended the day-to-day life of like needing a regular day job? What was that moment where you realized this is working? Like, you know, the band has made it.
I said, well, I'd been in lots of bands, and this was the sort of first one where people would come to the show that I didn't know. So I guess that's, you start pulling in people that aren't from your social circle.
Yeah.
That's when you, I guess, I guess you only thought had a sort of kind of modest success, but with this it was like, I think we recorded some songs, like a demo CD, and I gave it to a friend of mine who was based in London at the time, and I kind of lost touch with him because this is before social media, so
Yeah.
he moved away from Glasgow down to London. I didn't see him for like 3 years. The next thing I saw him in a magazine or something, like Face magazine. It was just like, oh, he's doing well for himself. So I gave him a CD, and he passed it on to his manager, who's now our manager, and he wanted to have a meeting with me, and he was going, yeah, I see this as being quite successful, like in kind of like Pulp, Stone Roses, like that sort of.
What was that, like 2002?
2002, and I was,
yeah.
and I was like, I went back to the band and I said, oh, I met this guy in London. I don't know if he's legit or not, but
Yeah.
he says that he sees us being a sort of moderately successful, and everyone's like, shut up. But he came up to see us, and sat in on a rehearsal and watched us rehearse, and that was, I think that was the most nervous I've ever been. Is playing for like one person in the room.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he sat there with a notebook, writing things down. But,
Yeah, that's fun.
and shortly after that, just everything just escalated massively.
Wow.
You know,
They started on the radio play and
we
stuff.
started getting label interest, and then we signed. We had like something like 4 labels wanted to sign us, which it doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, signed to
What's that?
signed to the label that my band was just about to get dropped from.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, what was your band before you got involved with these guys? Because I don't know much about your previous music.
That band was called V-Twin.
V-Twin.
We were kind of never get it together to actually play gigs, but
Okay. It was more of a pastime.
oh no, it was very intense.
Yeah.
Very intense. I mean, we made a couple of albums.
That's
but,
awesome. V-Twin.
And then played in all those other bands. Played in a band called 1990s with John from the Army for a few years.
That's pretty cool. So is that how you got connected? Was to these guys?
Yeah, and Glasgow's very kind of. I mean,
Yeah.
I knew Alex kind of before Franz Ferdinand vaguely.
Yeah.
Wow, very tight.
So all you guys
Yeah,
are
I think,
interconnected.
well, I think Alex's band in the 90s shared a studio with V-Twin as well. There was that studio in on Argyle Street. Yeah, so.
That's awesome. So I know you guys are pretty big on food. I know you guys are foodies as far as a group.
We enjoy eating food.
I enjoy eating food too. It sustains me.
I can't remember the last time I actually prepared a meal for myself and others, which is because we've been on tour for so.
Do you like that? Do you like that downtime?
I do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it again.
That's cool.
I enjoy the food out here.
And where is home for both of you right now? Is it still Glasgow?
Glasgow, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. So when you guys are touring around the entire world, what do you think is the best city for food? Like if you could pick one city that you could just have all the food from all the time, what's your favorite?
Oh, it's kind of hard to say in the way just different places excel in different ways. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoy the food in Japan, in Tokyo,
Oh yeah.
and Osaka as well. And Japanese food's good.
I was finding it quite difficult because I was there with a vegan.
Yeah, that's tricky. Yeah.
It's not a good country for vegans.
Is the salmon vegan?
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, just not being very easy to ask about what's in food either.
Oh, I
because
bet,
of
yeah.
language barriers.
Foreign language, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you find different countries have crazier fans? Like if you guys tour, let's say Australia, it's a little more, let's say normal, like mellow. But then if you go to like Germany, are they more wild? Like, is it like that?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
I mean, I guess that was probably your first experience of being like mobbed at an airport.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Was that
Yeah.
the first time that had happened? Yeah.
No, we've had it before,
Yeah.
and in
So
South
that's-
America, like Chile as well. We got really sort of enthusiastic fans in Chile, and they meet you at the airport, and
That's
they
interesting.
have sort of fan clubs and stuff like that.
Wow.
Oh, Argentina, they're insane there, and they wait at the hotel and everything as well.
Oh, gee.
And
Does that get kind of intense?
it's quite
Yeah,
intense,
yeah.
yeah. And Brazil
I
as
mean,
well.
that was the first time I'd experienced any of that. It was just from Mexico there. It was quite peculiar.
It's kind of
It
cool.
was nice for a few days. I wouldn't want that in my life. Though. It's-
bet.
I know it's quite nice to be able to sort of just drop into these countries. It's just like, oh, I'm famous here,
Yeah.
and then leave.
That's cool.
And-
Where do you find the adoration is the strongest? Like I'm assuming probably back home you have a hard time going out. You know.
Not at all. No,
You
no.
don't?
I mean, if anything, I think people in Glasgow are more at pains to show how unimpressed they are.
Oh, interesting.
So
So you'd say more South
that you're
America.
successful, you know.
So more South America, they're more kind of frenzied.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool though. Interesting.
So it's yeah. So that's, I mean, I guess that's kind of quite why I'm still in Glasgow as well. It's just keeps you kind of grounded.
That's cool. Were you when did you join exactly? What year?
About a year and a half ago.
Okay, cool. So this would be a little more direct towards you. I was curious about recording tonight. When you guys recorded the album tonight, I heard that you guys did it in Glasgow in a abandoned town hall in an old building.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. I'd like to hear your input on it too, as far as the recording process. Like, what your opinion on that? You know, like, but I'd like to hear why, like, why that spot and how it was acoustically and everything.
Yeah, it was Nick, who's no longer in the group, that found that spot,
Interesting.
and we decided at this point Alex was thinking about buying a sound console and sort of building a studio, and he found this console in Chicago and shipped it over, and we I guess we'd been touring a lot before that, and we kind of wanted to be based in Glasgow for, and we're kind of, I guess the reason we laboured over it so much was because putting off the inevitable tour.
Yeah.
So we got, at that point I had sort of my eldest, he was about kind of 2 at the time as well, and we were expecting another as well, so I kind of like wanted to be based in Glasgow.
Yeah.
So we built a studio in a building which isn't purpose built to be a recording studio. So we would use all the different rooms because each of them would have different acoustic properties, like the big main hall, for instance, and in the bathroom as well. We would use that
Oh, that's cool.
just to the natural sort of tiled reverb.
That's neat.
But it was fun. It was a long process. We eventually had to sort of block up all the windows for soundproofing because some people were complaining
Yeah.
about the noise, and so for a good year we were going to this town hall and not seeing any daylight, and
That's crazy.
then going out drinking afterwards. Yeah, I guess
Would you guys sleep there a lot? Would you guys sleep there a lot?
I think Nick used to sleep there.
That's crazy.
A lot, yeah.
Did you guys? I don't know if you guys believe in this kind of stuff, but was there ever any spooky stuff? Like any stuff where it's like you'd think you'd see ghosts or shadows or anything?
I seem to remember something being. I mean, it definitely had a kind of weird vibe about it, especially that big hall at night.
Yeah. Like, did you have any like specific like stories?
No, I mean I've never seen a ghost or experienced it
Yeah.
before, so
That's
I'm not
interesting.
entirely sure if I believe in it. But have you ever seen it?
That album tonight is experimental in a lot of different ways with the instrumentation and the way it was recorded. Was that sort of intentional, or did that just happen organically as you went in?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the record before it was more of a sort of rock record because
Right.
that's our first experience of like extensive touring. We got tighter as a band, and we kind of went straight into recording the record as well. Like at that point, we were with an American label with Epic, and they kind of, by the time they picked us up, they'd kind of licensed the first record while it had already been released, you know, and they were like, right, okay, we're ready to make this record a hit. And we were just like, we've been touring this for like 12 months, we want to make another one. So
Yeah.
they didn't really
Oh, it was a big sneeze.
Bless you.
It's the most famous sneeze in the whole southwestern United States.
But yeah, so by the time we came to make the third record, we wanted to make something completely different from the second record. And yeah, I just learned how to use the studio as well. And so I guess it was more, we used human bones as percussion and stuff like that.
How'd you come across them? How was it?
Alex and Nick bought a skeleton at an auction. And
That's kind of cool. What song specifically did they use that?
it's in No You Girls. You can hear like a sort of rattle at some
really?
point.
Oh my
It's like a femur bone and a pelvis.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Holy shit. Man. Okay, I was going to ask you, in the early days I heard, you could confirm this for me, I heard that David Bowie showed up to one of your shows, and then I heard the following night he allegedly brought Lou Reed along.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Did you guys get to meet? Did you guys, how was that?
I was talking about this the other day with Alex because he actually came to 3 of our shows, but I've never been to see David Bowie, so but he came to 3 of my shows.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because we're actually supposed to see him at this festival in Germany, and that was when he had his kind of attack. And that was his last ever performance. We played the following day, but we didn't get to see him.
Oh wow.
So he was kind of recovering from that, and he came down with his PA. It was this New York show right at the start of a tour, and he came down. He was wearing a purple velour tracksuit and Lennon glasses, and he had a moustache as well, which I guess was kind of intended to be like a disguise. He came down and he had a really sort of kind of dorky sense of humour. He was doing impressions and stuff like that. But
So you guys got to talk a little bit?
Yeah, he came into the room and I'd ordered some food to arrive after the show, and I was sitting with my shirt off, like eating his food, and he came into the room and I was just trying to pretend that I wasn't like completely freaking out.
Yeah.
We just walked into the room, so I was just like, I'm just eating my dinner with my shirt off.
With those Bowie eyes?
Yeah, with the different coloured eyes.
That's wild. I heard he got that one pupil distorted from a fight when he was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I think they were just different coloured eyes naturally.
Yeah. So at the end of that tour, we came back and played New York again, and this time he brought Lou Reed with him, and Anthony as well, Anthony the Johnsons, who
That's incredible.
none of us knew who he was at that point. It was before his first record had come out, and just a 7-foot kind of drag artist came into the room. Not actually 7
He was
foot.
playing with Lou Reed, wasn't he? That band.
Yeah.
That's
He
wild.
was heathen.
Yeah.
So I feel like as music progresses, I feel like rock and roll, I feel like almost is having even more of a renaissance right now. It's like you guys are touring. I feel like the Fratellis just released a new album. You guys ever bump shoulders with them? You ever rub shoulders with them?
Yeah, I chat with Barry on Twitter.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
But I've never really hung out with him or anything. But I know I'd get along with him because he seems like he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
But they used to all work at this bar called McCool's. You know that?
Oh, aye. That's a different kind of.
Yeah, so we were
That's a
different scene.
slightly different world.
So we
know McCool's.
Yeah, so our paths never really crossed.
Okay. I was just curious, but where I was going with that is I feel like there's a little bit of like an alternative and rock and roll revival going right now, which is amazing because I feel like I wanted to hear your guys' opinion on the state of modern music. I feel like the pop and all that and everything that's top 40. What are your opinions on that? Like, do you think music is declining?
No, I mean I think maybe there's more access to all of it, and that's had a huge sort of significant effect on how people consume music.
Yeah, because I think it used to be that the music was kind of funneled through that prism of like you had to have a record deal and people kind of behind you to an extent. And now that's kind of just disappeared. So it's going to be probably in some ways easier to get your music to people who like it, but you're never going to have bands or kind of such strange bands getting kind of built up in the same way because they're not.
Do you think a band like Devo would thrive today, you know what I mean? Or do you think it's just a whole different, I don't know why you think
I can't imagine them having a hit single.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
There's loads of bands of that nature.
Yeah, they're sort of niche,
that-
you know.
that stay fairly-
Devo was kind of like a freakish thing because they kind of tapped into the whole music video thing when that was in its infancy, and they because there wasn't that many music videos, they were like, right, okay, this is our medium now, we're going to make lots of them, and that's kind of why they got so much airplay and success.
That's interesting. Yeah, I feel like MTV was paramount for the success of a lot of those artists, just because it was like the repetition and all that.
I mean that's why British music was so big in America at the time as well, because it was only British artists really that were making music videos at that point. So
That's pretty cool.
So that's how you get like Flock of Seagulls and stuff.
It's just kind of mystifying to people from Britain.
Yeah, they were huge in America, like kind of not that big in
That's so funny.
Remember
In the
just
UK.
seeing them on top of the pops and laughing their hair, and then they
Yeah.
disappeared
And that was
again.
about it.
Yeah.
So I remember, I don't know if you guys know the channel Fuse. Anyone remembers Fuse?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember being like junior high, and I remember seeing like Take Me Out and music videos like
Yeah.
videos like that right when they came out. And
Yeah.
now I feel like there's not as much of an outlet for that. It's like everything's gone to YouTube. But I remember seeing like your music videos and stuff
Yeah,
on television.
It's a funny story about Fuse. I remember they moved like premises and they had like an opening party and they asked us to play. I think they got us to go up on a cherry picker and smash a bottle of whiskey on the side of the building
Oh, nice.
because we're Scottish to give us whiskey.
You want really tequila, you want?
Yeah, and then we did the show, and Ivanka Trump came backstage to say hi as well.
When she came back, did you just think she was just super hot, or you just like?
She was I mean, she was nice. She was nice enough, but but she was good. Oh, you're from Scotland. I'm working on a project with my dad in Scotland and like that. Yeah, we know all about that. Because he was trying to displace this guy who'd lived in this house for years because he wanted to build a golf course over it, and he used some pretty horrible methods to push the guy out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's
yeah.
funny.
I have sort of a two-part question. What were some of the artists or bands or composers or whatever that you listened to growing up that you think really influenced you musically?
Well, my dad was really into music, is really into music still, but he would always have on Neil Young and Talking Heads, kind of, they were on that constantly.
Interesting, thanks.
And then like just big records in the house, like Afterburner by ZZ Top was always on.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
That's a great record.
Still a brilliant record.
Do you think that kind of rubbed off on your style musically?
I think so, yeah. I still think it's one of the best sort of modern rock records ever made. It's just the sound of it.
Have you gotten a chance to say that to like Billy Gibbs or anyone like that?
No, I've never met any of them. But
I feel like they come around here fairly often. They like last time they were here, I think they were at Talking Stick, I think.
Oh, probably.
So,
Yeah.
you'll have
yeah, I'd love to see them.
You'll have your chance. Yeah.
And then for you, growing up, who were the big guys?
I had one of my brothers who was kind of quite a troubled teenager. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. He liked to express himself through the medium of live music, so I kind of he was very kind of influential. But
Very cool.
and he listened to some kind of cool stuff, kind of Talking Heads and Velvet Underground and stuff, and he listened to a lot of progressive rock.
Nice, very cool.
So yeah, and that's kind of rubbed off.
Definitely. That's awesome.
What do you think was like the one album for you that you could just listen to over and over again and never tire of?
One that's been with me all through my life.
Your whole life. Like if you threw it on right now, you could listen to it from start to finish and
No,
like.
it was quite a weird one. It's an album called Blake's New Jerusalem by Tim Blake.
Tim Blake.
He played in Gong and he played in Auckland a bit. But he made a couple of synth solo albums. They're just all kind of him singing kind of very camply about outer space over kind of modular synthesizer.
Oh, very cool.
And that's definitely my.
That one just resonated with you, huh?
I just because that's just my kind of happy place.
Yeah.
kind of album.
So how involved are you guys both with the writing process? I know you had your previous band, and like currently, how do you do your writing process? How involved are you guys with that musically and lyrically?
well, it was a big change with this record because Nick wasn't involved. Nick left the group, and we we started writing, the three of us, Alex, Bob, and myself. But in the past, like I guess Nick was more of a sort of songwriting partner for Alex, and so we would kind of like let them kind of write the bare bones kind of thing before we go into the arrangement process. But actually, the four of us get in a room and giving the song its kind of DNA kind of thing. But with this record, Alex, Bob, and myself kind of talking about songs, the kind of songs that we wanted to write, and like lyrical ideas and stuff like that. And then Julian kind of got involved because we decided we kind of need another member, and he was recommended to us by Stuart from a friend of ours, Stuart from the band Mogwai, and some guy, a couple of folk from the band the Delgados as well, another Glasgow band. But they said, oh, you should check out this guy Julian. Chemical Underground was the label that the Delgados started. They were putting out records by Meow Meow, which is Julian's kind of project. So we kind of hooked up with them, and then went for a curry, and then within the next day we were like playing music together.
That's awesome.
It just kind of worked. It just happened really, really quickly. And then at the point when Julian got involved, the whole process accelerated because he's so fast.
Yeah, you guys just kind of meshed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's like an incredible musician, and he's an audio engineer as well. So
Oh, wow.
so that helped.
What are the biggest differences for you, Dino, on like doing V-Twin and then doing Franz Ferdinand writing and like?
I haven't really been involved in writing thus far.
Oh, not yet. Interesting.
So it kind of joined after the album's already written.
Oh, okay,
so-
cool. So it's all kind of new territory.
Yeah, it remains to be seen.
That's fantastic. Well, I look forward to the future on
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
Is it generally a group process then, writing, or at least instrumentation?
Yeah, I mean each song is kind of different.
Yeah.
It's kind of different processes for different songs. Like sometimes Alex will like write something on guitar or piano.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so the second part to my question was, what kind of stuff are you listening to nowadays? Is there like a recent artist or whatever that you've been into in the last year or so?
Well, Julian and I DJ, so I listen to a lot of kind of house tracks and stuff like that. Because I'm kind of constantly looking for stuff to play out.
Cool.
So so it's more like labels I follow really. But I don't know, I'll look at my recently played on Spotify and
Cool.
Wow, cool,
yeah.
yeah.
I can tell you everything that I've been listening to. We buy a lot of records on the road as well, but I don't
My bad.
really get an opportunity to listen to them until I get home, obviously.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of the record player.
You actually like the vinyl? You like getting the vinyl copies?
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I've got. I mean, I DJ with vinyl as well.
Oh,
and,
sick.
And I've got like a hi-fi at home. About 5,000 records at home or something.
That's awesome.
So,
That's very cool. Everything good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Sorry.
that's kind of.
I can't see the point now.
Oh, of tape?
Yeah, I get the point of tape.
Yeah, I almost feel like at this point it's like just the fact that it's another medium and the fact that it existed, people like the collectability.
I understood
it's,
LP.
It's like an underground thing as well.
Yeah.
Kind of, like underground bands tend to use cassettes and make tapes and stuff like that. It's like the new 7-inch, but
I've still got quite an amount of cassettes from my childhood.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I did a thing on Facebook where I offered to make somebody like a mixtape. They gave me like a theme, and I chose the best one. And I can't actually remember what the theme was, but I actually making a mixtape was like making a playlist in real time, and it's actually you just totally connect emotionally with the music.
Yeah.
So I listened and
all the way through.
yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed the process of making a mixtape for somebody.
Did you do it all kind of live with?
I didn't mix, no. I did it like old school, but I just pause and record.
That's
And,
funny.
yeah, I wanted to do it like
very
authentic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right.
Yeah, no, I think there's just definitely a kind of romance to that.
Oh yeah, and I think that's why vinyl has had such a resurgence in popularity over the last decade. Is just because people love having the tangible item in their hands and
Like
just,
picture.
and it does have neat sounds
Yeah,
too. You know,
yeah,
you get the
record
sound.
sleeves are brilliant, you know.
Oh, they're amazing.
They're pieces of art, and they're that size. So they're good.
You can hang them up and look at them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good final question for you guys. All right, if you guys could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would you choose?
It's funny because we did a collaboration record with the band Sparks like a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the first track that they wrote for it was called Collaborations Don't Work. Inclined to agree with that. But, no, it was a good record. It was really fun to make. But don't know.
So Devo?
Who would like to collaborate? Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, when we work with producers, I will always kind of regard that as a collaboration.
I can see that.
Because a lot of the producers that we work with are musicians themselves. Like Always the Same was kind of we produced with Philippe Zidar, who's in the group Cassius. We did one before. The one before that, we did a couple of tracks with Bjorn from Peter, Bjorn and John. And, and so we're always working with people who are still kind of actively making music here in the here and now.
That's great.
So I feel like we're always collaborating.
That's awesome. It's very cool. What about you? Anyone popping out in your mind, like, or same kind of thing, kind of that you like to hear it now?
No, I mean I feel awkward about the nature of that, that kind of collaborations that are
Do you
like
feel
a band and another band. We managed to pull it off with Sparks on, but it's not something I've ever fantasised about.
Oh, I gotcha.
I'll tell you, I have occasionally fantasised about thinking that I would love to. It's too late now because Chris Squire's dead. But get one of the decent lineups of Yes back together.
Oh, yeah.
And just lock them in a room and say no, no better lyrics. No, I'm producing.
Just force them.
Just get them to make
So did you like the early incarnations of Yes the best?
Yeah, I'm quite fond of the 80s incarnation as well, actually.
But yeah, Owner of a Lonely Heart era.
Heart's great.
Favorite,
That's kind of. I mean, that's a kind of weird. That's kind of like the Art of Noise collaborating with with Yes in a way. It's like
that's out there.
Do you find that sort of fundamental issue with collaborations is true, where sort of the more hands that are on deck, the idea can get ambiguated, whereas maybe the most striking example would be someone like Charlie Chaplin, who did everything himself. And some people think that's why his creations are so strong. So do you think that the more people involved, the harder it is to really create something?
I think music's. And then you have, like, playing in a band, you have an instant means of communication, which is not. Definitely, if I was making a film, I'd be the kind of person who would make everything myself.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, gentlemen, this was a really fantastic interview. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
This is. Was there any questions you guys had for us? I feel like we were.
No, we're not.
we're not as cool, That's awesome. Well, yeah, you guys were our first rock and roll interview.
All right. Well, who else have you interviewed?
Nobody.
Nobody.
All right.
You guys are our first. Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Okay.
So we're getting the ball rolling, and I'm so glad it was you guys. It was really awesome. We're going to be here. We're going to watch the show, and we're going to rock out, man.
It was good. It was
actually well thought out questions.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
Can be something of a rarity.
You've no idea.
Well, sometimes I feel like it's the same old shit, I feel like people come in and they say, "Well, tell us about the new album," and then just very, very, very surface level stuff,
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes, it's hard to think of deeper stuff, but it's like, you guys have so much, musical history and just like, you have your own interests, and it's nice to dive a little deeper and
that's the stuff that's interesting.
That one that we had in Mexico.
Oh,
where the guy, he kind of made statements that were, but so long and convoluted that by the end time that he kind of just said it and then
what do you think about that?
What do you think of that? Literally no idea what that is.
So you smacked them and said, "We're not going back here." Oh, that's great.
Well, thank you. Good to know we did it all right.
Yes. Thank you so much. And we'll be here watching the show. And
I'll give me details of the podcast as well.
Absolutely.
I'll tweet it or whatever.
I would love that. Yeah. And I'll give you guys all our contact info. So next time you guys come back around, we could show you the town.
Yeah.
Or if we ever end up in Scotland.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll be like, "Oh, don't answer the phone." We don't want those to keep it. Awesome, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.